This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for November 29th, 2023. It's currently October 4th, 2023, 9:27 p.m. Eastern Time. The S&P 500 at the time of this reading is currently 4,263.75, and the shuffle file we're about to play for you was created on September 25th, 2023 at 3:10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. So the overall theme and behavior for the day, we have a near overbought crest or peak that we sell off from. That's likely a near overbought crest or peak that we sell off from on a one-day chart at least. Behavior around the highest high for the day, we have a sideways fluctuating decline that precedes a notable rally, so very likely that we see the high more than once. And behavior around the lowest low, we have three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. It's usually go across to the upside, across to the downside, and across back to the upside, confirming that bullish trend. I'm advised to trade around a notable amount of price change. Prince of Swords is usually some sort of volatility. Guys, I just want to make sure you're aware the whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the goodwill, or some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill, and we do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. It's also what keeps the channel running and putting out the content that allows you to make money. So make sure to follow that rule of karma. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where our angel investors donate 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities. Just click here and donate 5% of the profits back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise. Much appreciation to all my angel investors following the rule of karma. We're also going to be sending out a by the end of the year, by the end of 2023, we'll have started we already have the Discord channel ready to go. What we're going to do is put out an invite for all of the angel investors out there that regularly donate to the rule of karma, and it'll be just for those individuals as a thank you and a reward for being one of the 5% of the population with a blessed soul. All right, so in the pre-market, we have a notable decline to revisit a support level that we met once before. And what I would have done is, in the midst of that fast sudden move higher around the close that ended a period of decline, I would have opened up a short position. Either that, or you could have opened up a short position. You know what I would do? I would open up partial short position in the midst of the rally into a peak or crest that took place somewhere around 11 o'clock. And then the remainder of that short position in the midst of a rally, if we had another move to the upside, a significant move to the upside out of a decline there at the close. Either way, I'd be in a short position when going into the 29th, and then in the morning of the 29th, when we revisit a support right around the open, I would close that short position. And then I'm advised to be cautious in the first half hour, not to do something impulsive. We have a peak around 10 o'clock, so it's probably a pretty notable move there in the morning around the open. And then we have a peak or crest around, near overbought peak or crest around 10 o'clock that we sell off from through multiple support levels. A lot of ground should be covered price change-wise here. I just noticed that Herkimer Diamond, interesting. There's a speaker, somebody, most likely an air sign, a male air sign of some kind, is speaking here around 11 o'clock, and there's a trough around that time, but I'm advised that whatever they're speaking about should not be relied upon. It's not to be trusted. It's deceitful. And then between 11 and 12, you have sideways rotation, and then a big move higher standing out on a one-day chart, followed by sideways rotation, and another big move higher standing out on a one-day chart, followed by sideways rotation again, taking us into... So there should be two big moves separated by sideways rotation. Two big moves, one between roughly 11 and 12, and one between roughly 12 and 1, probably closer to 12 than to 1. Around 1 o'clock, looks like we have another near overbought crest or peak that we sell off from pretty notably. Actually, we have a key resistance level that's highlighted between roughly 1 and 2 at a high for the day, and we decline pretty notably from that through multiple support levels. Unicursal indicates a pretty significant decline, especially right around 1 o'clock, taking us into a low. The low is most likely taking place somewhere between 1 and 3 o'clock, but I'm thinking probably closer to 2:30, and then we have an unexpected move higher out of that low, followed by a decline through multiple support levels in the last hour of trading. So it may be that we revisit the same high that we had here just after, like early afternoon or midday. It might be that we revisit that same price level here at the close. It could have something to do with the price level of the 27th. We'll have to take a look. But in any case, what I'd want to do is here the amount of price change from that peak to the trough. At the peak around 10 o'clock, I would open up a short position. At the trough around 11 o'clock, I would open up a long position. I would close the long position here around 12:30. Could be a little later. It could be as late as 2 o'clock. But what I'm looking for is the highest high for the day with sideways rotation, and I would close out of that. And that would take place after two big moves separated by sideways rotation, and then we'd be in sideways rotation again. That's where I would close out of the long position, and then that notable drop to take us to a trough around 2:30 is where I would close out of the short position. Those are day trades. And if I don't want to do a day trade, then what I would do is I would position myself in a short position at this peak, maybe like 50% of a short position, and then at a high here between the 12 to 1 o'clock hour, probably around 2 o'clock, but it could be probably around 12:30, but it could be as late as 2. At a high peak, I'd want to open up the remainder of that short position and hold it overnight. This is a pretty mixed day, and I say that because we have the Queen of Wands here. We'll talk about that in more detail, but we want to close out of that short position at some point between the open and, let's say, midday, and we'll specify when we get into the November 30th reading. That's the S&P 500 for November 29th, 2023, my friends. Make sure to subscribe, share this content with somebody it'll benefit, and as always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You should do it every time you profit. Don't put it off. The universe has short patience for people putting things off. Why? Because you get what you are, you get more of. If you are a being that is putting something off, you're going to continue to put it off, right? If you do it right then, like you should, then the universe will follow through on its end of the agreement. So blessings to all that 5% angel investors out there. Much love to you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.